Which is more memorable, a statistic about coffee beans or how Brandon has built relationships with the farmers in Puerto Rico? And then the story, right? So that's just to show you how storytelling is a great way to make information stick. So I think storytelling, you can't touch it, right? It's like this thing here in front of us and around us, and it can often feel a little bit like a magic trick, but it's not a magic trick. It's very intentional. People wake up every day to make sure that they are telling their stories and telling their businesses stories. So Mona, I'll start with you. What was the first realization that you had that storytelling would be crucial to your business success?
So I did a lot of research. So this is like I would go into people's homes and observe them and write up reports for the clients to help them know this is what the customer needs and wants. And I saw again and again that I could get data, but the story of why they use a product or what their main struggle is, what their life is about, why this product fits into their life, that almost always was what convinced executives to make big risk changes. I think maybe 100% story.
Wow.
Yeah.
For us, when now, especially when we have internet, you have so much information, and people get very lost in the information. And then through also the help of Brandon, I think in 2021, we understood, okay, people are probably not understanding what we do. And so we had to find some keywords where people could actually understand, being able to tell your story with keywords. So I guess when I think about 787, and also when I see the color 787, it gives me the idea of energy. And so we thought, okay, so what are our colors and what are our keywords?
So for the 787 leaders, how would you explain the return on investment of investing time in developing a brand story?
Good story has some parts to it. There's a hero, there's a challenge, and then there's transformation. And that is what, as humans, we all need to feel connected to one another, and whether it's a brand or a person, to believe in that. So if I woke up demotivated, I guess I would remember what I'm here to do, which is to connect, to bring people in to my story and engage with them in a meaningful way.
I think the biggest problem is not at the beginning of the process. A lot of people actually get successful, and then down the line, there is an issue, which is ego.
Yes.
So when there is so much ego and into your branding, that's when usually the brand and the identity collapse.
Right, because it's not about you; it's about
your
community, your customers.
And again, it's also, as she just said, it's about connecting. I mean, once you have ego, it's very hard to connect.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I hate that, but I love that answer. Yeah.
When we tell a story, we're trying to elicit chemicals from that mind, right? So a large reason why we'll start a story with a hook is we want to engage cortisol. We want to pull you in and get you into a space of like, wait, is this interesting? Is this important to me? Do I need to know this? Then there's serotonin, there's endorphins that you tell the story and bring people in. So like I noticed you had your first office picture. Why is that compelling? What does that do? To me, that means hope. Like, wow, this is where you started and this is where you are. And so you're eliciting emotions and chemicals from the other person when you tell a story. So they take the action and have the emotion that you want them to have with your brand.
So now you're not only serving caffeine, but you're also serving up dopamine and serotonin and all sorts of other good stuff. And Shirzad, you were sharing with me earlier how important storytelling has become in growing your team and growing your business. So can you share with us how you tell your story to your leaders and then ensure that they understand the brand story?
And when you have just 3, 4, 5 people that have been with you during the whole process, it's very easy to keep them motivated because they've seen the whole process. But then once the team grows and then they just see you as, oh yeah, he's my boss, and then I'm just going to a place where there is another 50 or 60 people working, they don't really understand the purpose of what you're doing. So I guess storytelling for us, yes, it's been very important for the consumer end, but I think more important to keep the quality of what we do, just by explaining people and by having all of the employees understand exactly what's the purpose of our company. And a perfect example was during our Christmas lunch yesterday, where we had new employees, they were kind of lost there, and then we made sure to explain them the story of what was our company in 2018 and what it is now and what happened during the process. And I guess, this can be related to 787 by just simply being one coffee shop and now 27 locations. So it's very important to have your employees understand what's the actual purpose, and that's part of storytelling.